Was Francis Ngannou robbed in the fight against Tyson Fury? After watching, I can't really say he got robbed. I mean, it's hard to think that he was going to win a decision anyway. But with the cards being as close as they were, other than the 96-93 decision from one judge, I think the one judge who had him winning 95-94, and the third judge had him losing 95-94. So that's like, honestly, seems like just a difference of opinion. Um, the reason I think Francis really lost the fight, as far as on the cards, was that he gave away the 10th round. His coach is not a boxing coach, and I don't think he emphasized as strongly as he should. That Tyson should have came out, sorry, that Francis should have came out in that 10th round and went for broke, went for the knockout. I feel like Francis should have gave it his all in the 10th round. If he got knocked out in that 10th round, nobody would say he didn't do well. At that point, he had already proven everything that people doubted. And with one round to go, what sense does it make to have come as far as he's come from? Coming from Africa, like they said, on a raft that he built himself, making his way all the way over here, becoming the UFC champion, getting his dream fight against Tyson Fury, only for in the 10th round to not give it your all, to not throw as many punches as he should have, to kind of just coast and seem like, well, I'm kind of just happy to have not gotten knocked out, at least in the 10th round. Had he came out in that 10th round looking for blood, looking for the finish, looking to leave an impression on the judges, then I honestly believe that he probably would have won the fight. Because if he wins that round, that same judge that had a 95-94 Fury would have probably had a 95-94 Ngannou. And I really believe that his coaches kind of let him down in that 10th round. They should have really emphasized that he needed to win that round. A lot of boxing coaches would have definitely told their fighter, listen, we need this round. And I think that's the main difference as to why he lost the fight on the cards. In my opinion, did he lose the fight? It was so close, it's hard for me to say that he won or lost. It was very close. Fury did win some of those rounds. Fury won the 10th round, in my opinion, because he just landed about 3 or 4 more shots. Because Ngannou wasn't really, he didn't seem like he was really trying to win that round. He just seemed like he's just finishing up the show. Like he didn't realize, listen, man, you might need this round to win the fight. And that happens to a lot of boxers. We see a lot of boxers who take off the last round. I mean, in MMA, it happens to them too. Sometimes people take off the last round thinking they already got the fight, and then they hear the cards and they lose by that one round that they kind of eased up in. I really feel like that's probably why Francis didn't get the win. I feel like his coaches let him down in that moment. I mean, they trained him very well. Great training. There was also an elbow that Fury threw that probably should have got a point deducted. I mean, if you throw a headbutt one time, a headbutt doesn't really get a point deduction unless it's like clearly blatant. So if that elbow wasn't viewed as clearly blatant, they probably wouldn't have took a point, but they probably should have. And there was also a point in the 7th round where Fury, he may have tripped, but Ngannou, I think, did land a punch before Fury kind of went to the ground, or before Fury went to the ground. In most cases, if a referee sees a shot or a punch landed and you end up on the floor, even if it's kind of off of a slip after the punch, that's still kind of counted as a knockdown. So had they counted that knockdown also, it would have been an easy decision in Francis's favor. Maybe Fury would have fought harder if that knockdown was counted, or if that elbow had a point taken away. Who knows? Francis still, though, won in the eyes of the public. He won in the eyes of a lot of boxing aficionados. He definitely won in the eyes of the MMA world. He won in the eyes of most people who watched that fight. A lot of people feel like Tyson Fury disgraced boxing, and he just had a very lackluster performance. But I don't even think you should say it was a lackluster performance in a way, because that almost takes away from what Ngannou did. It makes it seem like, well, Fury wasn't ready or Fury didn't take it seriously. He said he trained for 12 weeks. Francis hasn't fought for over a year and a half. It's been almost like 2 years. I think his last fight was January 2022. So it's almost been 2 years. So, and he's had knee surgery. So to say that, Fury didn't train as hard as he could or he didn't train enough or, you know, any excuses would just be that, excuses. I mean, give Francis his credit. He fought a great fight. He probably should have got the W, but in the eyes of the public, he did get the W. And to most people, right now, they feel like Francis is the new heavyweight champion. But with that being said, we're gonna talk about a lot more sports stuff. We're definitely gonna talk about the Nets and Cam Newton. I'm sorry, Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is a monster. I've been saying Cam Thomas is a monster for over a year now. People who know me personally know how much of a Cam Thomas fan I am, and how much I've been saying the Nets need to play him more. They need to start him, and they kind of need to get rid of Jacque Vaughn because it seems like Jacque Vaughn is actually stunting Cam Thomas's growth. But that's for another video. We're gonna talk about that. Comment, subscribe, and if you like my breakdown or if you thought some of the things I said was cool, definitely subscribe. I'm gonna do a lot more sports talk, some NBA 2K also. So stick with the channel. Appreciate y'all.